Welcome to ClaudeGuides, the next generation in travel guides, harnessing the power of portable media digital devices, such as the video iPod, to open a sophisticated window into the art monuments of this world. My name is C.D. Dickerson, C's for Claude. I'll be your guide across the globe. Today, we're in Rome, that city of artistic achievement for century after century. Imagine a crisp spring morning, the din of traffic just picking up, and you're walking the narrow streets in the medieval heart of this city. You take a turn around the corner, and this imposing church facade looms in front of you. Wishing for more information, you reach into your pocket for your video iPod and dial up your Claude Guide of Rome, already downloaded to your device from the convenience of your home. Spinning through the menus, you locate the name of the church, San Luigi dei Francesi, and with the press of a button, a tour like no other begins. You're standing in front of the church of San Luigi dei Francesi, or, in English, San Louis of the French. And indeed, this is the French national church in Rome, founded in the late 1400s to serve Rome's sizable French community. The present facade, however, dates almost a century later, from the 1580s, and it's typical of this period, with its rigid, straight forms and simple system of classical motifs, such as these heavy cornices here and here, and the repeating bays framed by these pilasters. It's easy to think of the design, in fact, as a perfect grid, and it's this highly geometric, rather severe style of architecture that characterizes late Renaissance buildings in Rome. One of the things I find absolutely amazing about San Luigi dei Francesi, this could be said about many churches in Rome, is that the plainness of the exterior gives no indication of the artistic treasures that lie within. Art historians agree that San Luigi holds several of the most important paintings in the history of European art, and it's with these three paintings, a cycle by Caravaggio, that we'll start our tour. Please meet me inside the church when you're ready. Typically, the church is open between the hours of 8 a.m. and 12:30 p.m., and again in the afternoon between 3:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Our first and most important stop in San Luigi dei Francesi is the Contarelli chapel, this space here in red, on your left when facing the main altar. Take a moment to enjoy the interior of the church, especially the beautiful 18th century paintings above the nave, and when you're ready, please meet me in front of the chapel. You're now standing in front of the Contarelli chapel, and this painting of St. Matthew should be directly in front of you. It's well worth paying the few coins to illuminate the space. As I suggested earlier, the three paintings in front of you, all depicting scenes from the life of St. Matthew, his calling by Christ on the left, his writing of his gospel in the middle, and his death on the right. These three paintings occupy a hugely important place in the history of art. They constitute the first public commissions by Michelangelo Merisi de Caravaggio, known simply as Caravaggio, after the small town near Milan where he grew up. Caravaggio came to Rome in his early 20s, in late 1592 or early 1593, and after 6 or 7 tough years trying to find his way as a painter, managed to win, in 1599, this highly prestigious commission for the 2 lateral paintings in the Contarelli chapel. Once these were complete, about 1600, he was called back for the main altarpiece, the picture of St. Matthew directly in front of you. To begin to understand what it is about these 3 paintings that make them so revolutionary, I'll first concentrate on the painting on the right, the Martyrdom of St. Matthew, which depicts the moment when Matthew, in the middle of celebrating Mass, hence the altar just visible here, was slain on the orders of the king of Ethiopia for having converted his fiancée to Christianity. In all likelihood, this was the first painting Caravaggio executed for the chapel, or at least tried to execute. I say tried because we know through X-rays that Caravaggio painted a first version of this composition that he later painted over. Here, I've superimposed a tracing of the X-ray over the finished painting. What this image tells us is that Caravaggio had real difficulty trying to imagine how he should arrange so many figures, upwards of 12, on this large canvas, certainly the largest of his career to date. Prior to the Contarelli chapel, he'd kept to modest paintings of simple subjects, such as this scene of a man cheating at cards, which features just 3 half-length figures. So what was Caravaggio's first instinct when he learned of his assignment? To follow tradition, of course, and to imitate, above all, Raphael, the master of grandiose architectural spaces filled with people in action. I show one of Raphael's large frescoes from the Vatican as an example of what Caravaggio was, at least initially it seems, aspiring to emulate. But for whatever reason, midway through executing this canvas, he scrapped his plans entirely and started anew. He enlarged the figures, stripped many of them of their clothes, and got rid of the vast background architecture. His new picture is not only more dramatic, but also it seems more real in a photographic sense, and herein lies the crux of the new style of painting Caravaggio was striving for. He sought a mode of expression premised on reality, and to this end, he even appears to have included his own portrait in the picture, this rather brutish, bearded fellow peering at us in the background. But to suggest simply that Caravaggio was something like a photographer, only concerned with recording the world around him in painstaking detail, is to misunderstand his true powers of imagination. There are many more ingredients that go into this painting, one of the most obvious being his dramatic use of light, called chiaroscuro in Italian, after its defining characteristic. ClaudeGuides, the mysteries of art in the palm of your hand.